So welcome back to another update on what's happening in the world of travel this week. And good news, if you're wondering if travel is the thing to do right now, well, I can tell you it definitely is, because there's a huge amount of excitement for people traveling, no more so than down in Australia right now. Flights to go nowhere, quite literally to fly nowhere, sold out in less than 10 minutes. Do you see this story, Lauren?
I did indeed, and it does look incredible.
So flying nowhere, what does that mean? Because it's a 7-hour flight to get nowhere.
Pretty much, yeah. By the looks of it, I was reading the article, and they're going to be flying over some of the key sites in Australia. So I think they go over like the Great Barrier Reef and Uluru, which is going to be ideal if you've got a window seat, but not so much if you've got an aisle seat, which is what I've been thinking about.
Well, maybe there's just some real plane geeks and plane spotters, or maybe they've got rotation on board so you can share, because socially distancing might be a bit of a challenge, or trying to lean out the window at the same time.
Maybe they just want 7 hours a bit of peace for a little bit, to be honest.
Maybe they enjoy plane meals.
Yeah.
I do. I'm one of those weird people that does. So that's just showing that there is a lot of excitement out there. And other good news, obviously we're a UK travel podcast, but it's good news around the world at the moment. If you are looking to travel, what's happening right now, Lauren?
So yesterday we saw in the news that Thailand and Singapore have been added to our UK travel corridors, which means there's no quarantine on arrival. So if you're coming in from either of those destinations, you no longer have to quarantine when you get here, which joins a list of quite a few countries that we've already got on our travel corridors. So good news, starting to see a bit more coming in for us.
Brilliant. So those travel corridors are going to be really important, aren't they, as we move forward? There's still some restrictions if you're traveling from the UK to Thailand, so you've got to be aware of that. But great news, it does look like more long-haul destinations in particular starting to open up.
Yeah, definitely. It's nice to see a few more of the long-haul places joining the list.
Brilliant. So what else is sort of trending right now in the world of travel?
So quite a few interesting trends. If you watched our video last week or listened to the podcast, you would have seen that we spoke a lot about bucket list destinations, and that seems to be an ongoing trend at the moment. The words that people are kind of using are that travellers are lingering longer and going slower. So what this means is spending a bit more time in destinations. So Cox and Kings have had some interest in their longer itineraries, with people spending more nights in each destination. And speaking of the bucket list, G Adventures, who specialise in escorted tours, they've seen a lot more interest in itineraries such as climbing Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, walking the Inca Trail in Peru, and even sailing to Antarctica. So a lot of those bucket list destinations that people have been thinking about recently, they're actually now planning and booking ahead, which is good.
Which one of those is on your list?
Definitely Kilimanjaro. I'd love to do that one, especially after the trek that I did last year with G Adventures. So I think Kilimanjaro will probably be on the list.
And if anyone missed that, you've got a podcast episode all about it, haven't you?
We have indeed. That's the charity trek to the Lost City, so you can listen to that one as well. That one's out.
Fantastic, which is brilliant news that there's a lot of great things happening and people are keen to go away and planning those trips a little bit further ahead, because there are some great trips to be had. Now, obviously, everyone does have to think a little bit more when traveling right now, but they are still keen to get away. There's quite a lot of sort of COVID-related news in the world of travel right now, isn't there? So what's sort of happening? Airports, let's start there.
Definitely. So we've seen recently come out in the news that Gatwick are using UV rays to protect their security trays. So the first airport in the UK to treat their security trays with enough UV light energy and to guarantee a 99.9% micro disinfection rate. So this is going to protect the passengers and the staff who are obviously using these daily, and reduce the spread of coronaviruses, including COVID-19 and other infections as well, because obviously it's quite a high touch surface area, the trays there.
Brilliant. And that just gives everyone a lot more reassurance and confidence when traveling. So, having traveled recently myself, I can definitely say I never felt unsafe traveling through the airports or on the aircrafts. Probably a lot safer than just going to Tesco's right now. No offense to Tesco's.
Yeah, definitely.
And cruising, obviously, big market. Lots of people still booking their cruises for next year. Cruise companies very keen to highlight what they're doing right now to make sure everybody's safe.
Yeah, of course. They're really enhancing their protocols that they've got, specifically when you're embarking on the ship, so when you're first joining the ship, and again, when you're on your trips, coming back onto the ship and leaving, and also as well the trips booking through the cruise company so that they know that the measures and protocols that the trips are running are up to their standard as well, which is good to see.
Brilliant. And obviously, that's great for sort of health and safety. We're hoping that these improvements to the air corridors, that's going to see some great improvements to other destinations. Canaries, having heard what some of the sort of big airline bosses are talking about right now, Canaries is going to be one of those big destinations for the winter, everybody hopes. So it's worth considering if you are thinking of going away. Canaries great for all year round sunshine, so it might be worth getting those booked in now. And you can book it now, and refunds and that sort of those refund policies which have been put in place recently do make it a lot easier to get those holidays booked and changed closer to the time if need be. What else is proving popular or looking like it's going to be popular right now?
So popular as ever is Turkey. So Jet2 have actually added more flights for their holidays to Turkey, which is on the back of the demand from British holiday makers. They've got the addition of over 60 new flights now, which is 12,000 seats, which is giving customers obviously more choice and flexibility. Turkey is obviously on our travel corridor list, so that's been quite a high demand in bookings, to be honest with you. So definitely Turkey. And we're seeing a bit more long haul coming in as well, and it's nice to see during obviously lockdown measures, long haul destinations have been taking this time to improve. So we're seeing new hotels open up. The Sandals resorts, you've got the Sandals South Coast in Jamaica. They've now got their first swim up suites, which is really exciting. If you've ever seen the Sandals properties, they are absolutely incredible. This is really exciting news for them as well.
Brilliant. So other good news happening in the world of travel right now. I know it's not all about COVID. What else? So some great news stories about sort of eco-friendly sort of things right now.
Yeah, definitely. Norwegian Air actually put out recently about looking to halve their CO2 emissions over the next decade. So as part of their strategy, they're looking to halve it by 2030 as part of a new environmental sustainable strategy. And things like this always look like getting a younger fleet. So it's fleet renewal. Obviously, the newer aircraft, when you look at like the 787 Dreamliners, they're a lot more eco-friendly, and they're looking at trialing ways of sustainable aviation fuels. So besides also looking to cut their CO2 emissions by 45% per passenger kilometre, they're also looking to reduce all non-recyclable plastics and recycle all single plastics by 2023. So a great initiative by Norwegian Air.
Brilliant. All other airlines should be following suit. And I think the sort of COVID times is probably forcing them to be a bit more sort of cost-cutting measures, and flying more economical aircraft is definitely going to help with that. So that's really good. Also good in the world of aviation, I saw that Qatar and Virgin have both launched new routes, which is brilliant news. It does show that there's that confidence for the airline, the industry, and people traveling right now. So that's really good. Also this week saw that Thomas Cook is back. If you're in the UK, you'll know the Thomas Cook brand, one of the most famous and oldest travel brands in the world. Their Chinese owners have brought the name back after it sort of disappeared last year. So I think that again shows a lot of confidence out there right now. So you should be keen to get those holidays booked right now while it's a good time to be booking holidays. Some great deals out there, no matter booking through us or through any travel company. The low deposits, spread payments, and sort of great deals to get you booked for next year. Definitely something to make the most of right now. Brilliant. Right. Well, thank you, Lauren. We'll give another update shortly, and check out our other podcasts. You can check them out online right now. Find them on iTunes, and please do leave us a nice 5-star review on iTunes if you do like what you listen to. Thanks, Lauren.
Thank you.